Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I just dumped the boat in. It's early. It's not that early. I guess it's 7:30. I've got a couple hours to fish. Wanted to get out. We had a warm night last night. We've had a warm last couple of days. Water temperature around my house is low 60s. And what that screams is buzzbait. This is my favorite time of the year to fish buzzbaits. It's just one of those baits you can cover a lot of water with. You have a lot of fish that are starting to move shallow, put on the feed bag for the fall months. You know, I know a lot of you down south are still experiencing a lot of really warm weather, and we've got a nice week here that's happened in Wisconsin, but the reality is, we could be having snow in another month. Like, there have been years I've been frozen over by the end of October. So you're really talking about the potential for quick falling water temperatures where the fish in my neck of the woods for sure know that they need to start feeding. And when that water temp hits like that 62-degree range, you get a lot of fish that move up shallow. I can't find my scissors. And a buzzbait is just one of those great baits. They're aggressive, they're active, and they're out searching. So we are going to fish around with this guy. This is the Picasso Rusty Squeaker, but it's the new model. They've got a slapper blade, so it's a blade that can bounce off of the head of the body. You've still got your rusted rivet on the bottom side, so we're going to get out there, use it. This is one of my favorite colors. It's a purple blade, purple skirt, a little bit of pink and black in it. So because we're limited on time today, let's get out there. Enough talking. Geese are flying south. I don't know if you can hear that. They're already on the move. I didn't think he had it, but he got it. Not a giant, but a good start. That didn't take long. A lot of you might say, well, how come you're not throwing like a Chapo or something? And it's because the lake I fish has a ton of that stuff. And anything with a treble hook, if you bring it close to a piece of wood or a piece of grass, it just gets caught up in that stuff. Definitely not the ideal bait to throw if you've got a lake with a bunch of I don't know what it is. It's not an LJ because it grows on all the wood and everything that's here, but it's just a pain in the butt. And if you're fishing a treble hook, even if you fish like a jig or something, throw it up against there, you're going to end up getting some of that stuff, which makes a buzzbait just the ideal situation. And I am throwing a trailer, so a lot of people, every time I talk about buzzbaits or spinnerbaits, everyone asks me, do you throw a trailer on there? And yes, I am throwing, this one's, he might last a little longer. So I'm throwing a little 3-inch Pit Boss. And I do that for a couple of different reasons. One, it adds a little bit of weight so you can cast the buzzbaits better. Buzzbaits tend to want to flutter just based on the build of them. So you add a little bit of weight, that helps. But that's really not the main reason. The main reason is I feel like I get better hookups. I mean, it actually does a ton of different things, but I really feel like the fish can suck it in better, so I get better hookups. Like that fish just came up and slurped the back end, and because there's some bulky plastic on the back, and I don't like to use long plastics, I'm really just adding some bulk, so when that fish comes up to it and sucks it in, that they have something to pull the bait in better. If it's just a hook and skirt, there's not as much material for them just to pull right in. So that's the main reason. It does give off a little bit of kick, but I really don't care about the kick. I'm really just trying to add a little bit of bulk, and that at the same time also allows me to keep the bait up on the slow retrieve. So that bulk and the way I've got it hooked. So I've got it hooked flat side, so the flat side is down, and that helps keep the bait up so I can reel it at slower speeds. So a lot of different reasons why I like to throw a piece of plastic on the back. It doesn't have to be the Pit Boss. I like the 3-inch Pit Boss because it fits really well. It's not a long, big profile bait. It just does everything I want it to do. So a Pit Boss is something I like to throw the 3-inch on the back of a buzzbait like this rusty squeaker with the clacking blade. Just slurping it today, just good. I know it's not a big one, but look how good he's got it. I mean, bait way in there, hook way back. I know it's exciting to get fish to just blow up on it and be all crazy, which is what happens a lot of times. Anytime you're talking about fishing, should probably just leave this out. Anytime you're talking about fishing buzzbaits, you get some of the craziest, biggest, meanest blow-ups. The problem with that is a lot of times you end up missing those bites because they just hit it too hard. And they're, you know, it's not necessarily a treble hook bait where if they hit the front, that's when a lot of times you don't get your hookups. If you're, you know, if they're coming up slurping it where you don't see a big blow up, a big splash, what that generally means is they just came up and slurped that back hook, which is where your trailer is, which is one of the reasons why, again, like I said, I like to use that trailer. When they come up and just slurp it like that, it's perfect. And this slapper blade is so loud, and I'm sure you guys are hearing it just fine on the video, but it's so loud. And I think a lot of people are like, well, when should you throw that versus say something that doesn't make much noise? And I think a lot of times you just got to let the fish do the talking for you. Personally, I'm a big fan of it a little bit later in the year generally. I prefer bigger blades and more sound later in the year versus early in the year when I like your 1/8 ounce blade size and more of a sputter kind of just, I don't want to say finesse, but more of a stealthy buzzbait. You know, I'm fishing right now a water that's about as tannic as you can get. There's probably 6 inches of visibility, so it's technically, it would be considered clear, but it's extremely tannic. So it's like fishing black coffee. And I personally like something that's loud and obnoxious in this because it's not real easy for the fish to see, I don't think. I don't think it's much different than fishing, you know, like muddy water. I think they use their lateral line more than anything. So to have something that is loud and obnoxious like this, you got the slapper blade, so the blade's hitting the head of the bait, creating that ding, 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 ding. And then you throw in the rusted rivet on there, and it's getting the squeal sound that you like out of a buzzbait too. So you have just a really loud buzzbait. And you know, I think in the fall, in periods where the water's dirty or the periods where the fish are active, like right now, I know I've got aggressive fish. It's been a warm night. You know, I think that's what you're looking for. You're looking to really draw them to it, trying to pull them from longer distances. And it's not necessarily just the dirty water thing. The same thing goes for clear water. If you've got clear water and the fish are aggressive or feeding on bigger shad, throw on a bigger, louder clacking bait. I think, you know, you just have more draw power at that point. But at the same time, don't force it. If you're not getting bit on it, switch over to something that's got a smaller blade and something that just makes a lot less sound. I think you'll find that buzzbaits are one of those baits where every buzzbait's not the same. Everyone makes a different sound. Everyone has different components, different blade sizes. It's pretty wild, actually, the different variations that are out there. So, you know, I personally think you probably, if I had to sit down and pick the buzzbaits I needed to have in my tackle box, I'd probably end up with 5 or 6, to be honest with you, just because of how different they actually are. one of the most critical things to pay attention to anytime you're buzzbait fishing is the rotation of the blade. So in this case, this blade, you can see if you hold it up towards the camera, this blade wants to turn counterclockwise, I guess is what I would say it is if I'm looking at it. And what that means is it's going to pull towards the direction of the bend in the blade. So in this case, you can see I threw it to the left of the stump and it's pulling further left. It's pulling away from the stump. I don't want that. I want to throw it on the right side and have my blade pull the bait right up to the stump and even hit the stump if I want, or hit the target that I'm throwing at. So it's really critical to understand, you know, where your cast is going to go on each of these retrieves. I think too many people just go out there and they fish it just like they would any other bait, where they expect their bait to come back in line with the cast that they've made. And that just isn't the case with a buzzbait. A buzzbait, you really want to utilize the directional pull of that bait to try to help you present your bait exactly how you want it to. So it is a little bit more intensive in terms of how you're fishing it, and you're going to get more pull based on the size of the blade and the speed of your retrieve. If you retrieve faster, the blade's going to want to pull harder because there's it's just grabbing the water harder and pulling. If you retrieve it slow, then you'll be able to kind of control the bait a little bit more and allow the line to keep the bait in line with where your cast was. But the faster you retrieve it, the more that bait's going to want to grip and pull the bait, which is good. I mean, you know, having the ability to actually control that bait is one of the best things about a buzzbait. You actually don't really have that with many other baits at all. So to be able to have that is something that can be really helpful in terms of generating bites if you understand it. So the bigger the blade, the more pull. The faster you retrieve, the more pull, and it's going to go in the direction of your bait. You know, I highly recommend, if you're on a really good buzzbait bite, have one that pulls left and one that pulls right, because you're not always going to go down a bank that's set up perfect for the one that you're throwing. In fact, I actually choose the bank I'm going to fish, or go down the bank I'm going to fish in a direction that I know my bait's going to pull into. So like in this case, I'm going down this bank. I want a bait that's going to pull into the shore on every cast, because your tendency when I cast out here, if I know the cover's this way, I always want my bait to pull in, because there's going to be times where I have an errant cast and the bait pulls to the wrong direction. Well, I want my bait to pull towards the cover I'm fishing. If I were going down this bank in the opposite direction, I actually wouldn't want this bait. I'd want one with a blade that's got blades that are turned the other way. So paying attention to, oh, just like that. God, he just barely slurped it. That was crazy. Paying attention, he didn't fight at all. Decent one. I mean, he still got it really good, but paying attention to what direction your bait pulls is just one of those things that separates the best buzzbait fisherman from an okay average buzzbait fisherman. Lots of different things that just a lot of different things to take into account that I think most anglers don't pay attention to. God, that's a nice one, I think. That's a good one. Come on, ski up over here. That's a good one. Look how good he's got that thing. Golly. Got a big notch out of his back. A little musky action maybe at some point. Just a 2.5 foot flat. It's got a bunch of wood on it, some scattered grass. He hit that real good. That was the first one. He kind of startled me a little bit. You can just hear that thing beating away. And then you throw in that rusted rivet. It just makes that squeaking sound, which you don't really get out of any buzz baits, bolt those. Generally you have a clacker or you've got a squeaker, and in this case you've got both now. And it's funny because like back in the day, man, I remember people doing all kinds of things to try to get their baits to squeak. You know, I would literally take buzz baits and put them on like my deck for months and just let the wind blow the blades and allow the rivet and everything to kind of wear down, which got it to the point where it generally would start squeaking. But you can take pliers and rough up the parts, and you know, the reality is you get a nice rusted rivet and you get a good squeak out of that. You get a good you just get the right squeak. It's roughed up enough where the blade doesn't run smooth on it. It kind of just rubs on it like sandpaper, and when you have that, you get a little squeaky sound, that irregular texture from the rust. Now the one thing I will say is you tend to get a little bit of a different sound out of every one. There's no way to perfectly recreate them all, and from that standpoint it's you know, something to be aware of. I know a lot of people feel like they've got certain secret buzz baits, and you know, sometimes you just find one that just runs different, sounds a little different. And this one, you saw me take it out of the package when I started, and I'm enjoying this one. It has not taken long to get some nice bites. Another decent one. Get them up here and ski them. Oh, get in here. Man, another good one. They are eating this thing so good this morning. I mean, there's not even been a question about missed opportunity. Everyone has just got that thing slurped in perfect. Whew, I love that. Sorry, I hit the camera with the rod on that one. You guys are out of position a little bit. It's this thing is running really good, really true. One of the nice things about it too, I haven't mentioned it. You guys know how much I love the Inviswire spinner baits. The wire that they use, Picasso uses, it's on their spinner baits. It's the same wire that they've got here. So it's like this, I don't know offhand how it works, but it's definitely strong enough where it can withstand solid hook sets, but it's really, it feels in a way almost a little bit like a titanium wire. Like it's got that really flexible that flex to it, which allows you to work a buzzbait and create a bunch of different sounds. Like you guys probably see me twitching the rod tip. Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually collapsing that shaft and allowing that blade to hit the head and create different sounds, and it allows the blade to pull away from the head so it skips a beat. Because a lot of time, that's really, in my opinion, the key to a buzzbait is breaking up that monotonous, just that ding 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 ding, that clinking sound, and you get it to do a bunch of irregular things, and that's where you see a bunch of your bites come. As soon as you slow the retrieve or pop the rod tip or do something a little different, like I can really make a really good like cupping sound. I can almost keep this bait in place, pop the rod tip, and the bait, you'll hear it like cupping. It's a really interesting sound, and it's unique to this buzz bait, and it's something that I love about it. And it's like I love the spinner baits they've got with that material. I love the buzz baits they have, because it's just a unique color feel to it, and it's got that that malleability. The other thing is the color is really good too. It's not a shiny material. It's almost like a black material, so it's really hard to see the wire in itself. It's high quality Buzzbait, high quality spinner baits. Like, they're just fantastic, and there's a reason people love to throw them around. They get bit. Just slurp, 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 slurp. Little guy. Everyone's getting it. Well, I think you guys will see how well that works. This is just one of those baits, a buzz bait. It just, like, I don't know anybody that doesn't like to throw a buzz bait. They get bit. They generate big bites. Now, we haven't had anything probably over 2.5 pounds, but it is one of those baits that just catches big ones. And man, I'm just not ready for winter to roll in here in a couple of weeks, because I know that's what's going to happen. And our buzzbait season might be ending, but your buzzbait season, if you're down south, is definitely not ending. This is the time of year. Pick it up, go sling it around. And if you like to fish buzzbaits, check out this is the Rusty Squeaker, the Picasso Rusty Squeaker. It's their new slapper blade. It's a new version, so you get both the squeak and the clank of a clacker. So go check it out. I'm going to finish off the morning here quick, and thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate all the support. I'll put links for the baits in the video description if you do want to check them out. Maybe you just want to support the channel and you need to purchase some tackle. Use my Tackle Warehouse affiliate link. It's a great way to show a little support. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. New video coming out tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone.